Alrighty, this thing is recording? Alrighty. Good afternoon, good evening actually. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to Rail Route. We are doing Wading the Willamette, which is the hardest by far, no question, no argument, the hardest 4 difficulty map in the entire game. Maybe there's some downloaded ones that are harder, and obviously not including the 3-hour ones, because they are hard because they are just long. This one is hard because it is complicated and difficult, and because I failed it 4 times already, and I failed it because I didn't have the right plan. I didn't do everything quite exactly how I should have. So now I just did a practice playthrough. I actually went on YouTube searching for some guides, which is ironic because I'm doing these because I couldn't find any guides for any of these videos. And it turns out there was actually a dev commentary on this one. The person who made this map actually did a dev commentary, and he was talking about the real life influence for what made this map. So real life inspiration. And behind him, the actual map was just zooming through, and it was the right, and it was a perfect score playthrough going on in the background. And I looked at that, and there was just one thing that I was missing. So I did everything right. I moved the train there, and then back, which is what I did in my later practice runs. You have no idea what I'm talking about because you haven't seen my practice runs, the failed practice runs. But I'll explain it a bit later when we get to that part of it. But yeah, I just had one little thing wrong, and then I did an off-camera practice run 10 minutes ago, and it worked beautifully, and actually worked quite a lot easier than I expected. So yeah, so it's okay, it's all right. So anyway, so if you're coming back into this map, or coming into this map, and you're just like, I don't know what's going on, but I can't do this map, or I'd like to figure out how to do this map, then yeah, we're going to go through it. 90% of this map is reasonably straightforward. These trains they were currently doing, reasonably straightforward. The order is somewhat important, but the order sort of makes itself known. Like this train will go before this one, and then it'll become very readily apparent. So the way I've done the schedules at the moment, it will work fine. The important thing you need to know is that for the most part, this is a right-hand drive on the top, right-hand drive on the bottom. Obviously, you've got some exceptions like this train going up, but yeah, this train's going from anywhere over to Salem will always go down the right-hand drive. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, they go down like that. And there's not that many trains on there. Only a total of 17 trains in the entire map. But some of those are extremely complicated. And we will get into the complicated bit once the complicated train starts showing up. So this one's at 1 o'clock, 1 minute left. So I'm going to start to route that guy. He actually goes up here. This is something that you only figure out once you've played the level a few times. Technically, we could cut him here. I like to cut him here. Do not cut him here. You can still get a perfect score cutting him here, but the problem is it clashes with another train, and the other train gets a little bit late. Not late enough to lose points, but late enough so that it's late. So this way, if we cut it here, there's no late train, there's no clash. So if we have a look here, I know I'm not actually pausing the game when I do signals half the time. That's because I've played this level so much that it's the early bit, the easy bit. Yeah, I was doing a practice level before. I was running it at 10 times just because I was so bored with the first half of it. But anyway, this is going to be a perfect run now, unless we screw up and make a mistake. So all my previous failures were not mistake related, they were planning related. Now we have a perfect plan, so we just got to worry about making mistakes. So this train is the problem train, and I'll explain why it's the problem train once it reaches the station. Everything else is not a problem train. Everything else is just straightforward. Oh, by the way, there are no crazy trains on this entire map. Every train can be stalled, can be stopped without losing your points. There are a few trains that are pretty tight on the timing, and we will see this one is extremely tight on the timing. It passes at 8:13. There is a train that arrives at Salem 1 at 8:13, which is a passing train. So there's actually a little bit of overlap, which is quite interesting. That one we can actually do that already. But we won't do it any further. So all we're doing right now is we're just routing them through to the stations. There's nothing too complicated about these routes I'm setting up. I'm just chaining up auto signals. The complicated bit is still to come. This one, Albina Yard 4. Can't set it yet. Now I can set it. Beautiful. Make sure you don't accidentally destroy signals that have not been set yet by putting them down in the wrong order. Now this one we can't send over yet because this freight train, 8:16 to 8:17, goes before that one. This one just goes to Union Station 2, so that's fine. Yeah, so this freight train needs to cross and set up this signal, which won't happen until this Vancouver train passes by, and until that happens we can't set up this signal because it'll screw that one over. But yeah, you can see these trains are going right next to each other, so if we both put them on the bottom platform, on the bottom route, then you would have problems. Okay, now this is set, and now we can set that signal up. It's going all the way to number 2, so that one is perfectly done. Pretty much everything is perfectly done. Okay, so let's talk about Union Station 1 for a second. Let's talk about this guy. I'm just going to pause the game for a second. This guy has to get up to Union Station 1. Yes, he's got 10 minutes to do it. 8:14 to 8:24. That's fine. We could reverse it back and send it back down. The problem is then that it's got to get from Union Station 1 to Vancouver 1, from there over to there in 3 minutes, 8:27 to 8:30. Now, if we reverse it and then push it back up, then we'll have to reverse it all the way down this tunnel to get to Vancouver 1, which it can't do. It can't get that fast. So the way we have to do it is we have to send it up here, reverse it back to there, and then send it down to Union Station 1. And that way, it will be facing left. And when it's facing left, it'll have enough time to get there. This is what I was talking about before. The timing on this is extremely tight. So this one's going to be like 36 seconds late or something like that. There we go. Okay, this one goes here. We're going to line this one up to there and no further. You could line it up to here and no further. It wouldn't matter too much. Okay, we are almost ready to start sending this train up to do its 3-point turn. Beautiful. And it's got 8 seconds left and the route is ready. So yeah, things are going to get extremely crazy from this moment on. You kind of have to know what the plan is. If you don't know what the plan is and you make it up as you go along, you will get into a very bad situation. So this is Union Station 1. We'll hook that up ahead of time, pre-reverse this train, and that's all we need to do for now. We're going to let this one go down. After that one's down, we're going to let this one go up. And then after we let this one go up, there'll be another one coming down. And then we'll send this one over there, I think. I can't remember the exact order, but yeah, there's all sorts of crazy stuff. There's another one, Union Station 2. We're just going to send that to there for now and no further. This is Vancouver 2 going to St. John's 1. So it goes around this direction. Now this train is why we couldn't send this guy up to the right, back it to the left, and then down. Because that might have been a little bit easier, but yeah, it's not going to work. Now here's the mistake that I made quite a few times. You got this beautiful gap here. Do not send this train over there now, because what will happen is you'll block this train coming up. This train will sit there, and then it'll be late. You'll have to send this one back down this line. This one will be so late, it's not even funny. So we've got to get this one out of the way first. And we've got to get this one. We'll actually get this one down before we send this one over. Because we have to. Because this one is 822, has to get down there. This one is 824 down there. So, yeah. So once we park this here and we leave it for quite a long time. Okay. Boom. There's that signal done. Salem 2. And this one just shoots all the way through into Salem 2. Salem 2, 9. Yeah, 20. That one's on quite a hurry. And then this guy is going to Union Station 2. You see, this train is still in the tunnel. It takes quite a while in the tunnel. Once it's out of the tunnel, then we want to sort of give it a bit of a move on. This one will get permission to go in just a second. There it goes. As soon as these two trains are out of the way, we're going to move this guy over there. And you can see, once you know what the plan is, it all starts to go like clockwork. We have these other trains, Salem 1 to Albina Yard 3. That one's nice and simple. That one's got nothing to do with the other ones. But yeah, you've got to make sure that you send this one the correct direction and that you reverse it in the right way and that you let the right amount of trains through in the middle. You've got to leave this one up a long time, way longer than you might expect. We're not going to reverse this guy yet. St. John's 1, we can route that one straight up there. And we're just going to wait. This guy's going to head off first, so we can actually route that one already. Pretty much all the painful stuff in this map has been done at this point. Wait till you go past. We're going to put this one into the tunnel, but no further yet. We're just going to leave it there. Now this is a little bit awkward. We reverse it, we chock this one down, and that we set the signal from there to 1. And that's all we need to do. It'll go straight down here. It won't break any points or any lines or anything like that. It'll just work. This is going to Salem 2. We're going to send this one across the north line, across the top line. We could probably squeeze it in on the south line, but I'm not going to worry about it. This one's going to Albina Yard there. We actually cancel this, and then we cancel this. So this one is definitely going to reach there first. So we'll send that one through. And I think it's going to be number 3 next. And then I think it's going to be number 1 finally. So that's pretty much it. That is how to do this map. It's incredibly difficult if you don't know what the exact procedure is. But yeah, now you've seen it. Basically, every train that has to land before 8:24 gets to go through this middle gap, and then you move this train over to the right-hand side and duck it back down again. And that's the way it works. Okay, you are good. Send you down the top line and then break it down there. As I said again, you do have time to send it down here, probably. Yeah, you definitely do have time to set it down to the bottom line, but we don't need to, so why would we bother? Okay. Sorry, just checking some messages. Most of this thing is on autopilot. Except for that, why would you go first? I did not set you up in that order. It's very, very strange. Anyway, we're not at the end state yet because we still need a manual signal here to send this guy off to Vancouver. I'm going to speed it up a little bit though. Just put it up to 10 times instead of 3 times. This is actually looking a little bit tight. I mean, none of these are crazy trains, so we don't have to worry too much. But yeah, oh, sorry, let's actually get it going. And you need to be double tapped. Okay, now we're in the end state. Let's push that all the way up, the speed. Okay, and 400 points is what you get for beating this map. So yes, an incredibly difficult map, definitely. Wait for the pings to go off. Definitely the hardest 4 difficulty map in the entire game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So yeah, that is that. That is 100%. I'm actually going to go and have a look at the other maps that we've got. The 5-star maps. Because here's the interesting thing, there's not that many. This is a downloaded map, North Honk. Then we've got South Honk, which I already did, and Inside the Coach Yard, which I don't know how to do. I've played that. I actually had a downloaded version of this. I played it like 20 times, could never get it. I think the first time I actually finished it, I lost like 30 points. It was insane. So I don't know how to do this one. I'm going to have to practice this one a lot. And then, yeah, and then I'm going to get back onto it. And that'll probably finish out my first playlist. And maybe Yartronics and the 2-3 hour maps, I'll have a crack at them at some point. But I'll probably do Inside the Coach Yard first. Get that sorted, get that done, get that uploaded. And then after that, maybe I'll knock up another playlist for downloaded maps. Because most of the downloaded ones I've got, I've done. Yeah, this is the one which is a bit broken, so I didn't do that one. I haven't tried this one yet. As an hour and 10, I should probably try that. But yeah, some other ones in here. Most of the downloaded ones I've done are 3 stars, and they're all quite fun. They're very, very, very fun. But anyway, that was Waiting the Willamette. Now, all we have left are the 3-hour schedules, 2 of them, and Inside the Coach Yard, which together with South Honk they're the 2 final end bosses. If you ever played Doom, they're the 2 Minotaurs at the final level of episode 1. So we killed one of them, need to kill the other one. But anyway, that has been my video for Waiting the Willamette. Perfect, 3 stars. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.